Okay everyone, today I brought for you a no makeup look. This is super easy to create, not many products used. You know what, let's just go into the video, but don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and let's jump in. You know, for me, I'm not going anywhere without correcting, and I like to just pat it in so that everything just melts. And I'll also put some in the corners of my mouth. You'll also just blend this out slightly. Okay, so that is a little bit of correction done. Sorry y'all, I just realized I hadn't put any sunscreen, so I just put a little bit of that on my face. That's why I look a little more patchy. So I'll just put my concealer in a few areas. And I'll also put some here. Okay, we're gonna start blending this with a big brush, a big fluffy brush like this. Just running it across areas where, you know, I mainly feel that I need a little bit of correction and concealing. I love big brushes like this. It just like blends everything out in a jiffy. And it's so soft too. I like to do my under eyes last because I feel like it needs a little more careful blending out. Okay, so using my finger, I'll just like pat this, and I'm kind of dragging anything down if I see any spots wherever I can see lighter colored skin patches. So I'm picking it up from here and I'm just like bringing it downward. I like to go in this area a bit. Now to bring some glow into the face, I'm just using this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, just in the high points. And I'll just blend it using the same brush. Oh, it's important to do this kind of when you still have like a little bit of creaminess on your face, because it just melts into the other product. And this gives the skin like a nice lively look. You know, like that lit from within look that everyone wants to master. Anything extra, I'll just put it on my collarbones, but I don't think there's anything extra. Now I'll take a thin brush like this and I'll just lightly dab, and I'll just bring some shape into my nose and a little bit of bronzing. I like to bring it down from here. I like to take some from under, just to lift it up, like as in lift the tip a bit. And the rest, I'll likely warm it into my finger here, and I'll just very lightly tap this to, you know, kind of sculpt and bronze at the same time. Just remember to work it into your hairline. And this side as well. I'll also use some on the sides of on the hairline basically. Just a little bit. With what was left on my finger, I'm just lightly sort of tapping and bringing some structure into my eyes as well. I like to go under here a little bit. I'll just lightly blend the nose out. I don't know if I'll go in with bronzer, but I think not, but let's see. Once again, I'll just take this brush and just lightly pat it all over the areas that I took this SoftSculpt stick, and this will just help it sort of blend better, because blending is everything. For blush, I'm thinking it has to be a cream one because it has to look like no makeup, and I just think cream on cream on cream would just help achieve that look better. So I'm using the Rare Beauty melting blush in the shade Nearly Apricot. I'm placing this quite high up here on the cheek, and I'll just gradually bring this into the face. You can see that so far I haven't yet set my under eyes, and I'm doing that on purpose. I have a couple of videos that are similar, so I'll just keep popping them up here one after the other so that you can kind of catch on any of them. But I highly recommend that you watch my clean girl aesthetic makeup video, which I'm gonna put it right now. This blush just gives the look of, you know, like you're blushing from within, kind of. I'm taking some on my temples because you have to do it. You have to get the color throughout so that, you know, it looks a little cohesive. Rub some on my nose here. I really hope the camera is catching up on the blush, because sometimes I feel like, you know, the camera just doesn't catch the blush, and if I put too much, it's not ideally a no makeup look anymore. But I just hope. Okay, I'm just gonna darken it a little bit for the camera. Now all these layers are down. I'm just gonna set it with this Morphe setting spray. I'll just wait for it to dry, but I'll just quickly go over my eyelids once. Just to bring some warmth back into the eyes, I'm just taking this Loose bronzer. This is in the shade Yummy Natural. Take it all over my lids and even above my crease, mainly above my crease. I'm taking the tiniest bit under my eyes as well. It's good to bring your bronzer into your eyeshadow because it looks too washed out otherwise. Everything looks too grey maybe. I'm just dipping both my fingers in this and I'm just taking it a little bit in these areas that I contoured. Again, just in case it's looking a little too grey. Okay, cute. I'm liking it. So I'm taking a little bit of this Laura Mercier setting powder. This is in the shade Translucent. And I'll just run that under my eyes. And I'm even taking some on my lids just so that that cream bronzer kind of stays in place. If you don't get too oily through the day, I recommend that you go with something like a setting powder all over your face to just set and keep the oils at bay. But if you need some additional coverage, I would recommend a powder foundation, something like one of these two. This is more of like my summer color and this is when I'm slightly more paler. Maybe obviously I'll go in with the darker one. So I'm going in with that same brush. I pretty much used one brush throughout, didn't I? And I'll just brush this across everywhere. You can see I'm doing it in kind of like a swift hand movement. Obviously great if you need additional coverage, because why not? And also it helps clean up, you know, that little bit of contour that I did. And we just touch up here in the center of the face. Now for the brows. I did do my brows before coming onto the camera, but we'll just brush a little bit of this Charlotte Tilbury brow fix into the brows just to make them look a little more polished. Curl your lashes because it makes your eyes look brighter, it pops it up. My favorite mascara in the whole world, the telescopic. You can kind of fan them out in the shape you want. Alright, face is mostly done. For lips, I'm first going to use my Apricot lip liner in She's Bold. This is a nice nude brown. I like to overline my lips a little bit in the center. I kind of did the lip lift technique a bit, which I've made a separate video on, which I'll link here. But it's a good way if you have kind of like a downturned mouth, how to make it look slightly happy. Now just for some shine in the center of my lips, I'm going to use this Clarins lip oil. It's so moisturizing, this one. I always like a little light in the inner corner of my eye, so I'm going to use this Dior highlighter right there. And if you want, you can kind of take a little bit on the highest points, somewhere here. So that's it. This is today's version of a no makeup look. I have so many other versions that I want to bring out, but I think let me just start putting it out slowly rather than, you know, one after the other. You can see how this makeup look is so easy and it looks so natural. The skin looks really beautiful. All the products are mentioned in the description box below, along with similar looks like these, which I'll just, you know, put them one after the other as links. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more. See you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye bye.